What's going on, guys? This is Miyasin, and today this is going to be a Winwich Buster Blader combo video and deck profile, but I am not the creator of this, and the creator of this deck is actually Oz Israel. I'm sorry, but yeah, yeah, it's hard to pronounce every single name out there. I mean, it's not like an actual name, it's just a username. But yeah, before we start, friendly reminder to like and subscribe. Would motivates me so much to keep making videos like these. And if you want your deck list and your combos to be featured on this channel, you have to submit it in the Discord server. Link will always be in the description box below. And let's jump into combo number 1. So assuming that you have Winwich Ice Bell and Where Art Thou, for example, look at what you can do. So obviously you're going to reveal it. This is a 1-card Crystal Wing without using your normal summon. And people have been playing this since 2017, which is pretty good. And do you remember the very first deck that played this engine? It was actually Winwich Invoked Artifact. Yes, when Invoked was still called Eidolon. Man, I remember everything. The deck was pretty much created in order to beat the 60 card decks because it could play a lot of hand traps, but it had a pretty bad Zodiac matchup, except if it went second. The deck was just overall worse going second, but pretty dangerous going first because Sanctum was disgusting. Now, the one thing I don't really like about this combo, even though wherever that was really cool here, the Winwich Snowbell just doesn't really look like it's doing too much. You just have a level 1 sitting on the field, and obviously you have to summon it in order to even trigger the Where Art Thou, because you have to control a level 1 monster in order to search a level 1. It's just kind of unfortunate that this is the way that you have to do it, and you're locked on your wind, so you got to do some other plays and maybe make a Shen Shen or something. Pretty sure Shen Shen is not wind, except if it is. Gonna have to take a look, but I mean, either way, Crystal Wing is probably just a better card anyways. And yeah, you don't really have to be too afraid of Nibiru. Now, the thing that I would change though is that I would actually make the Crystal Wing first, and then I would normal summon the Buster Whelp. Is that the name? Yeah, Buster Whelp. Unless you actually have to banish from the graveyard, in which case it would kind of not work. You would have to use it as a synchro material, but either way, pretty nice combo. You can end on the full Buster Blader package and Crystal Wing without even having to specifically draw the Buster Whelp. Just Where Art Thou and the Winwich starter gets you there. So let's get into combo number 2. Alright, this is a 3.5 card combo, and by 3.5, this basically means that you need 3 kind of specific cards, and then the 4th card is just a discard. It's by the way, don't go saying that Summoner Monk and Cyberdark Chimera are 1.5 card combos, because that's actually not the case. You need a specific card to discard for Summoner Monk and Chimera. For Monk, you need specifically a spell card, and for Chimera, it's a spell or trap. And in a deck that doesn't necessarily play a lot of them, it's going to be pretty hard. So sometimes you just draw a bunch of monsters and you just can't trigger Chimera. So when people say that the combo to make Cyberdark end is a consistent 3-card combo, that's straight up just incorrect. Unless you're drawing like weird cards like King of the Swamp, in which case, yes, it is truly 3 cards. Otherwise, it really will be 4 cards. But yeah, anyways, you're going to obviously do the exact same thing as in combo number 1. The only difference is that this time you can resolve a Ravine, which is pretty cool. And you don't necessarily, well, yeah, obviously you have to summon this just so you can activate your Where Art Thou. But if the card that you had was the Buster Whelp itself, combo might be a bit better. But don't worry, because obviously this guy thought about everything, so you're gonna make another synchro monster literally right after, and that's Tempest. Because yeah, sure, you're locked on your wind, but Cyber Slash Harpy Lady is actually a wind interruption. Pretty much when a spell or trap card is activated, you can target 1 monster opponent controls or a Harpy monster you control, return it to the hand. So that's basically like a reactive, what's his face? A reactive compulse, and the really cool thing is banishing the Tempest in order to search for Miradora. I really didn't think about this way, so yeah, this guy is actually pretty clever, man, getting full advantage of everything, not only using Tempest as a synchro material to make a level 8, but also searching that hand trap, because yes, Miradora is a hand trap off of Tempest since it is a Wind Dragon. Pretty cool. Let's now get into the deck profile. Alright, for the deck profile, we have 2 Wind, the Wind Medium, whatever, no, Wind Channeler, sorry. I was looking at the card and not really the TCG name, even though I usually don't really care, TCG, OCG, who cares. But yeah, this you can pretty much, it's really similar to Tempest. You can discard it as well as another Wind monster to search a Wind monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand, but you can only summon, activate the effect of Wind monsters for the rest of the turn. yeah, exactly, for the rest, and not really like the turn you activate this. So I really can't wait to see the light and dark version of this card. It's going to be insanity. And obviously, even the water might be really good in Mermail. I don't know if it's already out. I'm gonna actually check. Channeler, because that could be nice. Oh, only wind. Oh wow, that's, yeah, that's crazy. The other one, oh wow, okay, yeah. All right. Anyways, for the Wind Witch, so 3 Ice Bell. This is a starter. You reveal it from your hand, and also even if you're under Scale Drain, it's still going to special summon from the deck, because the effect to summon from the deck is also part of the in-hand effect to reveal it and special summon. So yeah, definitely something that people used to misplay. They were trying to Veiler the card, and people would be like, no, yeah, Veiler wouldn't really work because the effect that I'm using on the field is a completely different effect. It's an effect to burn damage to your opponent. So yeah, if you're in time with this deck, just revealing a Wind Witch is already game. Alright, 3 Glass Bell on normal or special, it searches for a Wind Witch monster. But obviously, both of these cards, I'm pretty sure, have wind summoning restrictions for the rest of the turn, which kind of sucks. One of them actually might be even worse. It's like the turn you activate this card, which I think is Ice Bell, and yeah, this one is until the rest of the turn. Freeze Bell is actually a new one, so if all monsters you control are Wind Witch, you can special summon it from the hand. It's a level 3 non-tuner, and it kind of has another effect where you can change the level of a monster on the field, I think, something like that, but the most important one is Snow Bell, so your Crystal Wing is indestructible by card effects. I really like this a lot. Wind Witch Chimes, or Chimes, or whatever, Chimes probably, target a Wind Witch monster you control, special summon a Wind Witch monster from your, with a different name from your deck in defense, doesn't actually negate the effect of the monster you summoned. That's actually just ridiculous, because if you summon the Glass Bell directly from your deck, you're going to be able to search with it, and obviously you're already gonna have the full package to make Crystal Wing or something else. You can even play Baroness if you want, technically, and yes, actually, I was, I knew I had to mess up. Shen Shen is obviously a wind, so even under the restriction you can still make Shen Shen, and if you want to play a level 10 in your deck, you should actually definitely play Baroness de Fleur. That's the really good level 10 synchro that does everything, like Omni Negate to destroy a card, not a quick effect but still, and then tag it out on the standby phase to revive back a level 5, I think, or higher monster, something like, no, 5 or lower, just any monster maybe. Oh, that's actually disgusting, but yeah. Anyways, really good card. Obviously, 3 Buster Whelp, 2 bricks, 2 other bricks, 3 good cards. Ravine, Terraforming, Tempest, 2 Miradora, that's a hand shop. So basically, the effect and activation of these cards cannot be negated if your opponent special summons a monster with 2,000 or more attack from the extra deck, specifically, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned from the hand, you can target one face-up monster that was special summoned from the extra deck. Neither player can activate that monster's effect while this monster is face-up on the field. You can only use each effect of Miradora once per turn. So this card has the potential to stop your opponent even when they have Appaloosa already running up, because its activation and effect cannot be negated, which is actually kind of interesting. There's really nothing that combo decks can do to counter this, but at the same time, it actually can. They can counter this if they have some stuff like Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, for example. They can chain the effect to negate the monster on the field, because you can't negate the active, well, actually no, you can't negate the effect, but you can, let's just say, pop at the monster on the summon, and the effect to prevent the monster from activating won't actually resolve. So that kind of sucks, because it only prevents the monster from activating its effect while it is still face up on the field, if I recall correctly. So that's just kind of unfortunate, but still. Dragunity Legatus is actually a pretty interesting one. So that's a card that you can even search with Ravine, not necessarily have to Foolish this time. You can just special summon it from your hand if you have a Ravine on the field, and also it has another effect if you have a Dragunity monster card in your spell trap zone where you can destroy a spell or trap, but this is obviously not going to come up since you don't actually play Dragunity monsters. And yeah, 3 Gamma, Driver. So how many hand traps is this? Approximately not that many, only 6 because of Joel and Logbird. Joel being a wind, pretty interesting. You can pitch it with Win, and you can even search it. Where Art Thou? You can search Joel with Where Art Thou. Also another interesting thing, I can't really think of a lot of relevant level 1 wind monsters that are hand shops, if any. Veiler is a level 1 light, so that you can also search it with Where Art Thou, but I see the synergy wouldn't be as good. And obviously Called by the Grave and 2 Solemn Strikes. Personally, I would try to bring this down to kind of like a 43 or 2-card deck, but it's pretty hard to do. And I don't know how relevant the Legatus is. I also don't know how relevant the second Mirador is. And also, I don't know if you really have to play... I mean, yeah, Solemn Strike is good. Do you have to play 2 Snowbell, or do you have to play the Freeze Bell? Not too sure, but this guy probably knows what he's doing, so yeah, gonna give him that. Alright, for the extra deck, 2 Buster Fusion, Shen Shen, Triple Crystal Wing, Omega, Cyber Slash, and then 2 Buster Dragon. In case you were wondering why people play 2 Buster Dragon and then 2 Buster Blader Fusion, it's because your trap card kind of gets you inherent enough fuel. Well, I mean, you can use the card twice in a game, since you're sending the Buster Blader and the memories, each of them once, with 1 trap, and then you still have like another set in your deck, so the second Buster Blader and then the second memories, which you would be able to send with another prologue, and you have, you know, 3 ways to get to prologue, or technically 6 with a Rare of Thou, so it's not too bad. You have a pretty high chance, but the reason why people can't just play 1 Buster Blader and then 1 Memories is that prologue specifically has to Foolish from the deck to the grave, so if you draw any, you can't do anything at all, which really sucks, but yeah, you kind of have to. Otherwise, everybody would be playing the engine in their deck. It would be way too good. Anyways, Clearoing Synchro Dragon, pretty good card. When Pegasus is a Ignister, this is how you make the Crystal Wing with this, and then it has an effect in the graveyard. So it's not really like the Clear Wing and the other Wind Witch level 7 Synchro that just burns. It doesn't really do anything. When Pegasus Ignister actually has a real legit effect. And Protector Whelp, ironically, in this deck, it's actually not there to enable Guard Dragon combos, but it has a real effect in the deck, so you would actually want to test the deck out with this card and without this card to kind of try to see if there's a difference when you play with and without them, but yeah. Anyways, Linkuriboh. Alright, for the side deck, actually, finding a side deck and not really an idea section, 3 Godarla, I guess, Wind Monster, let's go. Are you really gonna lose the Wind Bear statue, though? Definitely not, so honestly, if I were you, I would just not even play the Kaijus. You don't even need it. You can even play like another Kaiju, but you really don't have to play... Yeah, it's just, you know, the Wind Bear statue genuinely does nothing, except if you want to Kaiju something else, but yeah. Alright, 3 Ghost Mourner and Moonlit Chill. You're only playing this because it's a wind, but realistically, it's a pretty crappy card. It's a Veiler that's a once per turn, so there's usually never really good arguments to play this. I really don't like it. 3 Ice Dragon's Prison, 3 Chop Chick, and 3 Compulse. Now, the main issue that I have here is that the kind of board-breaking cards that you have are pretty low impact. It's not really like, I mean, to be fair, you can't really play Dark Ruler and stuff, because if you Dark Ruler, you have a bunch of cards that just don't necessarily break boards on their own, and Forbidden Drop would be way too expensive. Like, not necessarily like cost-wise for the card, but to actually activate the card, you would have to send way too many cards and then negate, but it's just, yeah, too much commitment. So what would I change in this deck overall? I would definitely try to bring this to kind of a lower number of cards, try to cut the cards that you don't think you need too much, and then play more relevant hand traps and board-breaking cards overall. So Droll is already there, which is a good thing. If you could maybe play Ash, even though it has 0 synergy whatsoever. I know that kind of sucks, but yeah. Apart from that, the Dimension Shifter wouldn't really work that well, because you really do have to send from the deck to the grave with a bunch of cards, actually. Ravine, Prologue, yeah, a lot of things. So, yeah, you unfortunately, I mean, to be fair, Dragon Ravined and then Banish the Tempest from the deck to the, well, the Banished, obviously, still has some form of value, but yeah. Anyways, overall, pretty good deck list and pretty good combos. Thank you very much for the legend who actually submitted this deck list in the Discord server. And if you want your deck list to be reviewed, again, just go on the Discord server deck list submission channel and post me a screenshot, the YDK file, and then the YRPX files or whatever they're called, so I can actually just have just a better understanding of what you're actually trying to show me. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.